Hold up. Yeah.
Hi, how are you today?
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is FoxyDo98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today on my channel. Today we are back with my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 4 Part 20 now for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And as you can see, we're still upgrading this Ferrari because why not? We can upgrade the Ferrari if we want to. But guys, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to click that like button. It'd be absolutely awesome. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to my channel as well. And as you can see, in terms of everything, we've wrapped up the drivers' standings. So we're just kind of here to just finish off the season now, get through these final races. And then prepare for whatever holds in Season 5. So, guys, don't forget that the poll is still open, of course, for you guys to vote for the team that you would like me to go for. Williams has now actually jumped in front of Manor in the in the poll, sorry. So, if you guys still want me to go to any specific teams, don't forget to keep voting. Unless you've already voted, then you can't vote a second time. Because people will probably just spam the same team all the time, and that would be crazy. But anyway, as you can see, we're just doing the practice programs. We don't really need to do them, but I know that we can probably get one more upgrade on the car. So I just wanted to just upgrade it as much as I could before we do leave Ferrari, because we will be leaving Ferrari, whether that be getting us a contract at the end of the season to move, or whether we stay at Ferrari and then get a contract when we get fired, or even if we just start a fresh career mode like we've done the past few seasons, and then just pick whatever team we want. That's probably what could potentially happen. But anyway, so as you can see here, we're going to listen to our session goals, which we're not interested in. And finally, I just wanted to say a big thank you for the subscriber championship that went live yesterday. You guys were awesome in the race itself. It was really a lot of fun to do. We definitely want to probably make our races a little bit cleaner. We did have a lot of collisions, but next time there will be some much more. The damage will actually be turned on. Hopefully that will prevent some dumb incidents from happening. Because there was one or two where it was just like, that's not what we're meant to do. So overall, it was a really, really fun race. No complaints about it at all, but definitely probably going to be a little bit cleaner. So I think I'll probably turn the damage on to prevent people from doing some crazy stuff. But anyways, as you can see, into qualifying, we do retire from the session because we just don't need to qualify because we're not qualifying. And that's how it's going to go. But apart from that, we're looking good for this Grand Prix. So as you can see, we are now getting ready for what is going to be a good Brazilian Grand Prix, I hope. And there are the resource points not really stacking up. And Vettel does win yet another rivalry against us. But again, I really don't care. That does shoot us down in the driver position. But again, still not bothered because I'm not staying at the team. So anyway, as you can see them, into the session goals. That's going to be the race goals, actually. So without further ado, let's get into the race for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, Massa, Hülkenberg, Sainz and Daniel Kvyat, Gutierrez, Perez, Fernando Alonso and Button, Wehrlein, Magnussen, Roman Grosjean and Felipe Nasser, Palmer and Ericsson, Rio Haryanto. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alright then guys, as you can see, we're on the grid now for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and the strategy was to start on the hard tyres, move on to the soft tyres, and then move on to a set of the medium compound tyres, which for me was a strategy that I just didn't like, really. It just didn't suit me. I didn't know what it was, so I actually went with the 3-stop strategy of starting on the softs, pitting again for softs, and then doing 2 stops on the mediums. So, in fact, I did change the strategy around quite a bit to try and compensate really for trying to not use the hard tyres basically. So as you can see, I'm messing around with the stint basically. What I wanted to do is I wanted to start on the softs, pit for mediums, and then I wanted to pit for another set of mediums, and then pit for softs at the end of the race. That was my overall strategy. That's what I wanted to do. Whether I could keep the tyres intact to do that was going to be quite difficult, but I wanted to try it, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. And you can see that we're going to reduce the fuel loads quite rapidly, as we always do, but yeah, we're going to try something a little bit different because it's nice to experiment, really. That's kind of all it is. But anyway, we're on the grid here for the formation lap, and we're just going to overtake every single car like we always do because it's fun to do that. So as you can see, just driving through absolutely everyone here. Probably one of the best starts to a formation lap, already up into 6th place. as we go into turn 1. I'm just joking. But anyway, so as you can see then, we're on the grid now for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've got 3, 4, now 5 red lights for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's lights out, away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's not been a bad start from us, actually. It's been quite a good start here. Going to get into the slipstream of Ericsson here, and we've got Haryanto and Palmer's gone into the wall there. Palmer went into the wall there, and the virtual safety car is out, and Palmer is out of the race. And that has been the, well, that was a slow start, wasn't it? We literally just got underway. Already, we've had some problems in this Grand Prix. We're going to go find out exactly why here. So as you can see, as the lights went out, everything seemed okay, but it was Haryanto and Palmer that caused a little bit of controversy. And there they are. There's Palmer out of the race. Haryanto's crashed. And also Felipe Nasser, or one of the Saubers, has actually had a problem here. So Palmer's just an innocent victim in all this. He's literally just been molested, is the only way to say that. As you can see here, this is from the rear view mirror of Haryanto. Gets a fantastic start and just says, Palmer, I'm just going to wipe you out. Sorry, dude. Just whacks him off the circuit. So, pretty dumb stuff there from Haryanto, if I'm honest. But as you can see here, we're onto the back of Pascal Wehrlein as the virtual safety car now ends. And we can get back racing here. So, Wehrlein here. We're not going to make a move on Wehrlein yet, but as you can see, we do a nice switchback move here, and then down the inside of Pascal Wehrlein, we do make the move stick there on Pascal, and we are up into what I believe is 15th place now. So what's actually happened is a quite interesting scenario here as we're coming through now the pit straight here, is that I normally get loads of overtakes done in all of the corners, but the virtual safety car has sort of allowed me to do that. So we're going to have to do this, a legit one-by-one situation here. So we're going to go down the inside of Jensen Button, which we do in fine style here. Next up, I believe, is a Haas, a Force India, and also another McLaren Honda. So as you can see here, we're coming round turn 3 now, past the center S's here. You can see that we've got 3 cars going wide, and I'm actually going to make it a 3 wide into turn 4, so I go off into the grass a little bit here, down the inside. Can I make it stick? We do make it stick there, and that's a Toro Rosso gone spinning off into the distance there. So Toro Rosso's out, and then it's Fernando Alonso that's out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So as you can see, coming through what's turn 4, he's actually behind me at this stage in the race, down the inside of turn 4. I make my move stick, and he just gets wiped out by Pascal Wehrlein there. So Wehrlein just goes for a move, and Fernando Alonso's front wheel was wiped out from that. So it seems that the Manas are in full attack mode right now, and of course they are the indestructible car. So yeah, Mana just destroying everyone right now. Back onto on board with myself here on lap 2. We've closed up to Sergio Perez, and we do a super switch back here, and down the inside of Perez we go, and that is us up into another position. Not quite sure where we are in terms of positions at the moment, but we are still pushing on here. Vettel now is just showed on the screen there as we go down the inside of Sainz, but I thought that was a bit of a dumb move for myself, so I lift off here, and I'm going to give the place back to Sainz. I thought that it was a little bit audacious, a bit dumb, and I did cut the corner slightly, so I decided to do the sensible thing, get the place back to Sainz. I'm going to wait until turn 1 to try and get him back here. So as you can see, into the slipstream of Sainz. Now we're going to go down the inside of Sainz into turn 1, and as you can see here, coming into the center S's, that move was a lot cleaner than the one into the final corner, and we'll accept that maneuver, and we don't need to get the place back to him. But yeah, the move was fine in the final corner. I was no corner cuts, no get the places back, but at the end of the day, it was a dumb move, so I thought the sensible thing was to give the place back to Sainz. We have a look here down the inside of Felipe Massa into turn 4. Not going to work though, but we do close up quite considerably onto the back of Massa, and that's going to help us out nicely coming up into this middle sector where we seem to be able to really get the hammer down. So as you can see here, just closing up right to the back of Felipe Massa, we are going to go down the inside of Felipe, and unfortunately the homegrown favourite will have to suffer with me overtaking him. So as you can see then, coming around this difficult corner, these difficult corners really, they are very hard to get past here. Down the inside of Max Verstappen, still making good progress at the moment in this race, and next up I believe is Hulkenberg, yeah, Hulkenberg in the Force India. So as we continue onwards, next up on the hit list is Nico Hulkenberg, and then it's his Valtteri Bottas. Then we've got a little bit of a gap to close between the leaders, so we definitely need to get past Hulkenberg and Bottas as quick as we can if we've got any chance of catching the leaders in this Grand Prix, as Hamilton sets the fastest lap of this race so far. Really fired up in the Mercedes-Benz, but as you can see, down the inside of Hulkenberg, we're just close enough to get right onto the back of Hulkenberg. Not too much in terms of trying to make an overtake, but we're definitely there in terms of getting near Hulkenberg. So as you can see now, the DRS is going to open up here. It's a good run for us, actually. Can we get Hulkenberg down the inside of turn 4? We will try it into turn 4. Nice and late on the brakes, and we're just not close enough. I didn't want to try it. There was no need. But however, the gap between myself and the leaders was massive, but they seem to have had a lot of battles in this lap on lap 3 here, or lap 4, sorry. And that's closed all of us right up to each other here. So we're going to go down the inside of Hulkenberg, because it seems to me that the middle sector is where I'm just overtaking absolutely everyone right now. So I thought, why not just do the same thing and overtake everyone in the middle sector? So as you can see, down the inside of Valtteri Bottas now, again, just literally overtaking everyone in the middle sector of the circuit, which is fine. We'll do that and we'll get those places, and we're up into 5th now with Nico Rosberg in 4th, Vettel is 3rd, Ricciardo is 2nd, and Hamilton is the one that's got a little bit of a train behind him, and he leads this Brazilian Grand Prix as we all come flying through here. With DRS has now been enabled. Rosberg doesn't quite have is not as close as Vettel as I am to Rosberg, so I am going to be a lot faster than Rosberg, and into the ZRS as we go down the inside of Nico Rosberg, and we make the move stick on Rosberg, nearly clipping the rear of Daniel Ricciardo there, but we managed to make it stick, and we are now up into what is 4th place in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Actually, no, it's 3rd place, because Hamilton pitted very early here. Ricciardo goes for a move. I'm going to go for it. We're going to go 4 wide here. We've got like 5 or 6 cars all scrapping for position down the inside of Ricciardo and of Sebastian Vettel, and we are into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hamilton did make his pit stop, and we are now into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix on lap 5 of this Grand Prix. We've gone from last to 1st in just 5 laps, but to the end of that 5, it is now a straight fight between me and Sebastian Vettel for the win of this Brazilian Grand Prix. And Vettel's got the DRS here. Will he make the move into the center S? Is too far back, unfortunately, for Vettel to make any sort of maneuver. And ripperoni and pepperoni for Sebastian, but he's probably going to get him running us into turn 4, which is kind of what's going to happen. So as you can see here, we're now trying to literally just hold off Sebastian until our first pit stop. So you can see here, Vettel goes over to the outside line of turn 4. We're going to defend the inside line into turn 4. Late braking, will Vettel make the move stick? He does hang it round the outside, but he does eventually lift off as he knows I'm just going to run him off the circuit. And eventually he'll run out of space. So, good stuff there from Sebastian. Moving on to lap 6 of the Grand Prix now. And this is going to be our pit stop. And we're going to be making ourselves, or going to be making our first pit stop. Vettel stays out for a little bit longer. Ricciardo, I believe, comes in at the same time as me. But we are going to be making our very first pit stop. And we are going to be going onto the medium compound tyres for this next stint. So we're going to be going on to the mediums. It did say soft, soft, medium, medium, but we're actually going to be doing, hopefully, soft, medium, medium, soft. If we cannot take these medium tyres further than expected, I'll do soft, medium, medium, and then hard for the end of the race. So I will sacrifice the final set of soft tyres if I have to. Hopefully I can get to the end. Otherwise, you know, I'll just try and think of some other strategy. But anyway, out of the pits we go now, and Ricciardo is behind us, but I don't think he'll be troubling us in this Grand Prix. In fact, he's already quite a little bit far back, as he's actually gone to the hard tyres. On to lap 12 of the Grand Prix now, and we're catching up to Esteban Gutierrez, but Nico Rosberg is now our new challenger. Vettel is behind Rosberg, but Rosberg has pitted for a brand new set of soft tyres, so he is now on a compound tyre quicker than us, and you can see how much it's really helping him here as Rosberg now tries it. Will he do a move down the inside into turn 1? He won't do a move down the inside into turn 1 because we are going to fend him off here, and Rosberg has made that move stick, and he is clean through. Oh, sorry, he is not clean through. He is still behind us, but Rosberg's got a fantastic exit out of the center S's here. And now can Rosberg make this move stick into turn 4? We're going to break nice and late down the inside, and it is not enough for Nico Rosberg. He is going to have to sit back, wait a little bit longer. But both Rosberg and Vettel, interestingly, are on soft tyres. So that's going to be quite interesting to see if they can get past me. So let's see if we can try and defend for a little longer. On the pit straight we go here, defending nice and cleanly here. So we're still clear of Vettel and Rosberg for the time being, but we can still see that they are very, very quick, and it is kind of a little bit of a waiting game now to see where these strategies puts everyone out. As you can see, we're going to defend again from Rosberg. The AIs never go for the inside line, really, so I'm just going to keep defending it. So as you can see, Rosberg just has to lift off. It's the same problem, same weakness from the AI, and I'm happy to exploit every weakness the AI has. On to lap 16 of the Grand Prix now. We're going to be pitting at the end of this lap for what is going to be a brand new set of the mediums. Vettel and Rosberg pitted again. Not sure what they pitted for, but they did pit again. So we'll have to see what they are doing in terms of pit stops. As you can see here, into the pits, we're onto a brand new set of the medium compound tyres, and we're going to be taking these mediums, hopefully, to make a pit stop onto the soft tyres. However, if that doesn't work, I will happily run the hard tyres to the end of the race, and if that means I'll have track position, then I'll happily try and defend my living daylights out on a tyre compound that I really don't like that much. So anyway, as you can see here, we're now just pressing onwards, and we are now out of the pits. And you can see that Felipe Massa is that behind us, and that's Rosberg again going for a move down the inside. Will he make a move stick? He doesn't make it stick on Felipe Massa, so Rosberg definitely fired up in this Grand Prix, and definitely our nearest challenger. moving on to lap 27 of the Grand Prix now. Unfortunately, the medium tyres couldn't last the race, so unfortunately, we're going to have to make the move onto the hard tyres, sorry, and we'll have to make that pit stop, go onto the hards, and then go to the end. Unfortunately, the mediums just would not make it towards the soft tyre stints. As you can see, onto the hard tyres we go, and... Wait, what? Why have... Hang on a minute, my team literally just put me onto a set of mediums again. Hang on a minute, no, I put the tyres thing onto hard... Okay, we're onto mediums for... Now, this is a problem. I don't have any fresh set... I don't think I have any fresh set of mediums left. I think my team has literally just ruined my life. I think my team has literally just ruined my entire chances of a race win here. Coming out of the pit, yeah, they're worn out tyres. Oh my god, Ferrari, are you actually taking the mick? My team... I switched it to hard tyres. I actually switched it to hards. So on to lap 28 of the Grand Prix, we're actually going to have to make a pit stop onto the hards. We're actually going to have to make another pit stop the next lap. Wow. Oh my god. Ferrari is just... Oh, wow. I'm actually gutted about that. I'm actually gutted. I switched it to hard tyres. I was never getting the soft tyres to the end of the race. Sorry, I was never getting the mediums to the point where I could switch to softs. So I pitted for hards. And the team have put on mediums, and those mediums, I don't have any fresh set left. I used all of them in the race. So now, I'm going to be way, way down the order. My chances of catching the Red Bulls, passing them, and then going for the win in this Brazilian Grand Prix from last is now out of the window, and I'm going to be right down there in the field. That's ruined everything now. Thanks a lot, Ferrari. Thanks so much. And you wonder why I'm going to leave teams with them, but... We're down into 8th place now in this Brazilian Grand Prix. On to lap 29 of the Grand Prix, though. I've got my head down at this point. I was furious after the first few laps, but Hamilton goes for a move down the inside of Massa into the center S's, and the homegrown favourite himself is definitely struggling in this Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm going to take full advantage of it. I'm in a red-hot Ferrari, and I am red-hot angry right now. And as you can see here, Massa has got the DRS on Hamilton, but I don't care if he has DRS on Hamilton, so I'm going to come lunging down the inside of Massa, and that is us up into 7th place in this Brazilian Grand Prix. And next up on my hit list is Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes-Benz, and I'm going to go for him in this Grand Prix. So hopefully we can try and get past Hamilton and move up into what will be 6th place. Lap 32 of the Grand Prix, and we are now closing up to Lewis Hamilton. In fact, we've got DRS on Lewis Hamilton here, which is kind of interesting for us here. And we're going to be getting another blast of DRS here down the straight here. But we've actually got Max Verstappen coming out of the pits alongside us. It's going to be so close. There was so near to contact there between me and Max Verstappen. But Verstappen has pitted after he was on the medium compound tyres, which meant that also Ricciardo did pit as well. So I rejoined on those worn out mediums behind the two Red Bulls, and they were the only ones left. So at the moment, if Ferrari didn't ruin my life, I would have been in the lead at the Brazilian Grand Prix and potentially maybe fighting Vettel or something for the win. But no, I'm down in 6th place, fighting for 5th. But as you can see here, we're going to make a move down the inside of Lewis Hamilton into our famous middle sector, as we always do. And that is us promoted. And further up the grid, we're now into 5th place, which is, again, this is just damage limitation at this point. And unfortunately, you can see Ricciardo is next on our roads, as Vettel sets the fastest lap of the race so far in this Grand Prix. So hopefully we can maybe catch Ricciardo. I highly doubt it. He's on fresh softs and we're on hard tyres. So we're never catching Ricciardo. So really, it's about battling for 5th place. But you can see here, Hamilton's got some good run on us actually with some DRS here. Will Hamilton make the move stick? Down the inside, will Hamilton make it stick? Not quite, unfortunately, for Lewis. He is going to have to sit back, wait a little bit longer until he can make a move stick on us. So we're going to be able to fend off Hamilton for the time being, but it's definitely not over yet, as Hamilton definitely looking a lot strong here, as we do go for an audacious defensive move there on the inside. Hamilton's still there on the outside, though. Nice and late down the inside. We are going to fend off Hamilton, which is quite nice there, but Verstappen gets moved on Lewis Hamilton as well. So good stuff there from Max Verstappen. So that's very good stuff. But Verstappen's actually got great traction here. So Verstappen's going to challenge us into turn 4, into turn 5 and 6 here. Verstappen shoves us wide off the circuit here. Verstappen takes the place back after shoving us off the track. But we're still along side by side here. And then down the inside of Max Verstappen, he's still there alongside. Great wheel-to-wheel racing between me and Verstappen there, as it got very, very intense now. On to lap 33 of the Grand Prix. We're in a Red Bull sandwich, although Ricciardo's about 20 million seconds up the road here. Verstappen now going to go for a move down the inside. Will he make it stick? He's not actually got enough straight line speed to do it. Fortunately for ourselves, we have got a quicker car in a straight line than Max Verstappen, so we just need to keep holding on as we move forward into this Grand Prix. As you can see then, Verstappen here is going to go for a move on us. As you can see down the outside, or around the outside, sorry, he's going to go. Hamilton is also in a good position to make a move here. We're going to fend off Max Verstappen, and we do so quite nicely then. Hamilton tried to have a look there at Verstappen, as I did put him wide off the circuit to give Hamilton a chance. I would rather be battling Hamilton in this Grand Prix, if I'm perfectly honest, than Verstappen, because Verstappen's on fresh soft tyres right now, and he is in a world of his own in terms of pace, and I don't really like it that much. So anyway, as you can see here, Verstappen is looking very, very handsome to get a move done here, but unfortunately for him, it's just not going to work out. We are going to stay in front of Verstappen for the time being, and that is us happily through this part of the circuit nice and cleanly, and we are back into 5th place. However, Max Verstappen is still not done yet. He wants to fight right to the end of this Grand Prix, and into turn 4 we go. We're going to fend off Verstappen, a little less threatening, but now we need to watch out for this turn 5 sector, because I know that Verstappen will go for it. However, he doesn't. But on to lap 35 of the Grand Prix now. We are back in the same sticky situation as normal. Verstappen with the DRS is really helping him keep in touch with us in this Brazilian Grand Prix as we come onto the final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. We just need to hold off for a little bit longer now against Max Verstappen, but you can see how he's just struggled to get the power down here. But Verstappen now is very, very close to us as he looks to try and get a maneuver done on us here. We're going to defend again to that traditional inside line here. Hamilton is still right up on the back of Verstappen, but there's nowhere for Hamilton to go. We're going to brake nice and late down the inside, and we defend from Max Verstappen as Hamilton does have a little look there at Verstappen, but unfortunately for him, it's just not going to work out, and Verstappen is a bit too far back to do anything about it, and Verstappen is just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Nice and late on the brakes now down the inside, and you can see that we have fended off from Verstappen for the time being, but you can see here Hamilton just struggling a little bit to get the pace on, get past Verstappen. I mean, he's got DRS, he's got everything else, but it's just not working for him. Sebastian Vettel comes through and takes the race win here, quite frankly gifted to him in this Brazilian Grand Prix. But for myself, it is going to only be P5 in this Brazilian Grand Prix unless we have a last minute dash from Max Verstappen here. As you can see, we've actually got a flash of rain that's now just started to fall. As you can see, Verstappen is very close to us. Actually, he's got DRS. Will Verstappen make a move on us into the final corner? No, he's not. He's too far back, unfortunately, for Verstappen. But there you go, guys. That is going to be it for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It is P5 at the end of the day, but I'm disappointed with that. I'm not even going to say, like, oh, I started last, got 5th, not a bad job. I'm honestly gutted with that performance. The Ferrari team let me down fully there, gifted the win, really, to Sebastian Vettel in this Grand Prix. I set the tyres to make sure I was onto the hard tyres, and for some reason, the team literally just put me onto a set of mediums, and I had no more medium compound tyres left. And at the end of the day, I'm absolutely gutted. Vettel wins the Grand Prix. Sergio Perez gets 2nd place in the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Rosberg gets 3rd. But I rejoined in front of Perez. I was in front of Rosberg and in front of Vettel. And I was behind the 2 Red Bulls. Both the Red Bulls pitted for a set of soft tyres at the end of the race. If the team pitted me onto a set of the hard tyres like they should have, I would have come through, and I probably would have had to have probably fended off Sebastian for the last few laps. And I probably may have won the Brazilian Grand Prix, or even got onto the podium. So I lost my opportunity, really, and I'm kind of disappointed with it. And it's caused a lot of tension in the team between myself and Ferrari. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the Brazilian Grand Prix. If you did enjoy it, though, drop a like. That'd be absolutely awesome. It was quite a pretty action-packed Grand Prix, in fairness. There's a lot of action in this race. And you can see the full classification there. In the driver's standings, we're now 114 points clear, I believe that says, of Lewis Hamilton. I can't really see it because it's very blurry. But anyway, Vettel is now a point. I think it's 111 points actually in front. And then Vettel's 112 points behind Hamilton. So Vettel and Hamilton are going to be scrapping for that 2nd place spot in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which will be the finale, which we'll be seeing tomorrow on Wednesday. And this will be going out on the Tuesday. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the Brazilian Grand Prix once again. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to click that like button. It'd be absolutely awesome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on the around here. And if you've already subscribed, don't forget to click that bell button so you get notifications that instantly to let you know that I have uploaded this video. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. We do make a drag upgrade for Abu Dhabi because why not? And then I'll see you guys for that Grand Prix tomorrow. So take care all. Peace.